we're going to go see Hanna Barbera. Suddenly, the exhibit's no longer going to be there. So,
So it's going to close.
it was closed Monday. So we went. Bob and I took the car. We drove over to the Norman Rockwell Museum in Stockbridge, Massachusetts. The building on the right, if you're watching on YouTube or Facebook, is the Norman Rockwell Museum. It's a museum of American illustration, or illustration in general. Many of his famous paintings Norman Rockwell's paintings are in that building.
Both rooms air conditioned?
Actually, it's pretty big on the inside, and there's a downstairs that had speaking rooms and lecture halls and event space. And then the other building that was over there is Norman Rockwell's last studio. And it turns out they shipped the building from a different part of the country to be here.
That's a great looking building.
And it's a beautiful studio. And it's situated on the top of a hill that overlooks a pond and a river. And this is in Stockbridge, Mass. It's a gorgeous area of the country. So beyond the Norman Rockwell portion of the museum, they had an exhibit of Hanna Barbera stills and animation concept work and toys, and it was basically Hanna Barbera, the architects of Saturday morning cartoons. I had no idea how many cartoons these guys were responsible for. Besides our favorites, it was Scooby-Doo, it was the Jetsons, Flintstones, Top Cat. Remember Top Cat?
Yeah, I love Top Cat.
Yeah, all right, so here we start off with the Jetsons, and they had a lot of concept art for the Jetsons.
Did you like the Jetsons?
I did.
See, I was more of, obviously, more of a Flintstones guy, but I watched it, but I didn't like it as much. I think it was on later.
Okay, so yeah, the Flintstones
I was ready to go outside.
and the Jetsons were actually, when they were first premiered, the Flintstones actually was an evening show. It was a primetime show. And it got terrible reviews. One critic called it an uncouth, horrible show. So we're walking through the exhibit, and we come across Top Cat. And Bob says, this is one of those puzzle pieces. So Bob goes, oh, I love Top Cat. I'm like, Top Cat? He goes, Top Cat used to take out the napkin, and he used to eat the fish. Yeah, and I said, why do you like Top Cat so much? And he said, because Top Cat used to play like he's rich, but he's really poor. And I was like, ching, another piece of the puzzle. So let's see what else. So some of the concept art.
Oh, no. My favorite. You thought you were the little blonde.
I loved, well, actually, I liked Haji. I was into Haji. I might have been
the Indian kid.
Oh, I love the Indian kid, Haji. Yeah. So Johnny Quest was a show that changed the fortunes of Hanna Barbera because it was a primetime show, and it was the first time the animators at Hanna Barbera had to draw like normal-looking people as opposed to cats and dogs. Right. So some of the concept. This is concept art for.
You had that same hairdo in high school.
I actually. I was nicknamed Johnny as Johnny Quest when I was a kid because I had that blonde hair. These are all different sketches, but the next one I think is fascinating. Ray Spannon is on the right. Ray Spannon was the protector of the Quest family. And on the left is something the animators used as a guide for relative height of different characters in the show. All the bad guys are Asian for some reason. There's Dr. Fu or something, Dr. Chung or something, and then his henchmen.
Was this the 60s?
Yeah, there he is. This is the 60s, exactly. So I was curious as to why that was the case, but they were the bad guys. They were, I think there might be one more slide I put in, maybe not. No, that's it. John said that's it. Okay, so it was a fun exhibit. My favorite parts of it were the concept art and some of the original sketches for the Flintstones or some of the other. They did not look like the first iteration. It was very interesting to see how Fred Flintstone looked. He didn't look like he does now. And then the other thing I loved was storyboards. So storyboards, these little pictures that they used to tell the story, and there would be director's notes. And it was all hand. It was really kind of cool to look at all this hand-created stuff.
Well, weren't the Flintstones based on the Honeymooners?
Yes,
that was the.
It was the concept of that. Yeah. At the end of the exhibit, of course, Bob and I went to the gift store, and as in all good road trips, Tim gets a toy.
Oh my God! I got a toy. What did I get?
Fred Flintstone with his Grand Poobah hat.
Oh, I love the Poobah hat. This is gonna go. Oh, this is fantastic. Thank you.